I wanted to touch on something else regarding
Ronny Rockel.
our friend Ronny Rockel. Now,
Ronny Rockel, let me just say, Ronny Rockel was a bodybuilder.
yeah,
He is still a bodybuilder, but he was a bodybuilder that
let me
had
put
a
up a
very,
picture.
very impressive physique in the
This
IFBB.
is in his heyday.
He had a fantastic, well-balanced
Look at that. Look,
physique
look at that.
with full development everywhere, and he was able to beat a lot of heavy hitters.
Look at that. This is, I think, I don't know if this was 2-on-2 or open. I can't remember. Um,
Well, that guy on the left looks like he's bigger than
yeah,
two
yeah,
on
yeah,
two. He looks
yeah.
big.
This is, in his heyday still. Obviously,
Fantastic physique, just a
yeah.
fantastic physique.
Now, before I show, this is Ronnie's,
Competitive
history.
record.
Obviously, he started in 1996 with Naba, and then between uh, 2001 and 2003, he got his pro card. And from then all the way to 2016, he competed 73 times and at
73.
yeah, and I think 9 Olympias or 10 Open and one or two 2-1-2 division, or 202, whatever it was back then.
Yeah, if you
And
look at his record, he's got a lot of thirds,
yeah,
seconds,
first, look, when
first.
when you see him at Grand Prix Hungary, fourth, who placed in front of him? All right, Artwood. All right, this was a bit way back. So if you go to Grand Prix Australia 2005, he placed third. Lee Priest, Chris Cormier, Ronnie Rockel. All right, so look who placed in front of him. In Australia 2006, he wins. He
He
beats Lee
beat Lee
Priest.
Priest, Vince Taylor,
Yeah, Mustafa, Branch
Branch
Warren, he
Warren.
passes. This guy is he's a beast. In 2007, he placed second to Dexter, so he's
And
placing
not Vince
second and
Taylor in
third
third.
to,
Wow.
to huge guys. Here again, he places second to Dexter in
That's what I'm saying.
2008.
He had a very dangerous
Yeah.
physique.
So this is 2008 when, Dexter was Mr. Olympia. He won the Olympia. Obviously, the Olympia he placed
He was up to sixth at the Olympia
sixth.
in
Yeah, yeah,
2010.
yeah. New York, he placed second. Behind who? Kai Green. Come on.
Oh
You
my
know,
gosh.
that's
He
amazing.
beat
So
Lionel Bayeki too.
yeah. So listen, he's been around.
He's got a
Then,
great
yeah.
competitive record.
I don't know in 2000 if 2017 was his last year competing, regularly with the IFBB Pro on the side of Jim Mannion. So he wanted to compete at the Masters Olympia this year.
The 2025 that just passed.
Yeah, that just passed. Unfortunately, I mean, he's a, he if this is an argument I brought up once many times. If the pro league paid their athletes, all right, or have them under contract like we either did, you would have a say in what they do or where they go, right? So Ronnie obviously was an established pro. He went on the Olympia stage. He made a name for himself, 73 events, or more. He competed with another division in Germany, the NAC. Competed once, I think, and did a guest posing routine. So when he went to apply to compete at the Masters, they refused him, and they told him not only that you have to you have to. I don't know if he paid his membership, whatever. Um, he has to compete as an amateur again. And this weekend at the Europa, he placed fifth. He didn't get his pro card. Can you believe that? So I would expect, all right, I'm not telling them how to run things. I would expect a guy like that, slap him with a $1,000, $2,000 fine, and tell him, listen, that's your fine. If you want to pay it, get back, you'll get your pro status back. All right. Don't do that again or whatever, and you can compete at the Masters Olympia. Now, um, saying that, this is him now, you know. Listen, I don't expect him to have the physique he had before. All right. We're talking Masters here. So, um, if you get any pro today, if you get some pros and tell them to compete with the at the nationals again, they probably won't win, you know. So it's like I believe that it was better that they slapped him with a fine. He doesn't have to go through all this stress on his body, you know, and at that age, because who knows what he's doing to try to get back in shape to win his pro card. to compete at the 2027 Masters. He'll be like 53 or 54 then. You know what I mean? So I believe that they should just find another way. I'm not saying a pro that competed once and disappeared for 10 years and he says, I want to compete at the Masters. That's a different story. Now, not everybody's in the same, this guy, he did what he had to do with the Pro League. He's a legend, he's won shows. He placed in the top 10 at the Olympia. He's beat the best bodybuilders in the world. And then, he didn't renew his membership for 1 or 2 years or whatever. And he decided to compete at a federation in his home country, and he probably got paid for it. He made some money. And then, going back and not letting you compete and telling that you have to go down to an amateur one, I think that's a bit, depressing. When you see all that, I'm not saying that they're going to listen to this and say, "Oh, we're sorry, Ronnie, here's your pro card." But they gave Lee Priest his pro card back after years and years calling them out, and he's still calling them out. You know, and I mean, I don't see Lee Priest competing anytime soon with the pro league, but they gave him his pro card back. So this guy competes 73 times. You never hear anything from him. He just went, competed, won, placed second, went home, and then he has to go through all the. I feel sorry for the guy. That's why, I don't see it fair that just slap him with a fine. I bet you he'd probably happy to pay 5 grand and get his pro card back. You know, um, just not to go through all that stuff again. You know what I mean? Certain things, I think there's ways to go around it. You know, um, they bend, they put people in the Olympia just because they couldn't qualify because of the pandemic, or you know they had to do, obviously their duty, like Cedric with the army and stuff. But this guy, he only went competed once at another federation. Come on, it wasn't going to do any harm to the pro league. I'm not saying this is Samson going to compete with Naba. I'm This guy was literally at the end of his career or finished. He just wants to compete. Probably the last time at the Masters. That's all he wants. And he did compete at the Masters once, in more than once, I think. He competed in 2012 he placed fifth when Dexter won.
Oh,
Dexter,
back when they
Tony,
had the Masters before they stopped, and then
yeah, Dexter, Tony Freeman, Dennis James, Edward Nunn, and Ronnie. You know, so I just I wish that they could have arranged it. I mean the
well,
guy's in.
yeah, I mean, I definitely Kevin see your point on that. I mean, he had a very long career in the IFBB.
Yeah.
He was 73 shows, so
From what I counted, there's probably maybe in 18 he probably competed as well. I don't know. It's up to
yeah, maybe, but at
2017.
least 70 plus shows. But
Yeah, yeah,
a
yeah,
top 10 in Mr. Olympia placer, a guy who's been,
yeah,
beaten some of the best and top. And
yeah.
yeah, I mean, I know that I guess he competed in another federation, but I would say that, I would agree with you that I would think that making him re-earn a pro card is a little bit
No,
too much of a high standard. I think that, like you said, maybe paying some kind of a fine,
yeah, yeah,
even if they wanted some type of apology
yeah,
or
yeah,
some type of something from I think that they could have probably go another route with him because yeah, you're definitely right. He's at the end of his career, probably only wants to do the
yeah,
the big, the IFBB Masters,
yeah.
Mr. Olympia one more
That's
time.
all.
So I think
That's right.
that they probably, it
And
would have been nice if they let him do that.
he's
So
such a good guy. He just bowed his head, and he's going to do another qualification because I spoke to him today. He's going to do another qualification. He's going to try
so
again.
he's still going to try even with the
He's
rules they've set for him.
he's going to try still. He's putting his head down and he's going to try. You know,
Well, he loves it. He loves it, and he's
you know.
He's and he hasn't really even complained about it, right?
No,
He just
no,
does.
no. He just said, he, he wishes it went a different route to do it. But like,
Yeah,
but
I could
but
definitely see your
like I
point.
said, I mean, if it was in the back then of the days of the Weeders, where they had the athletes tied down with financial
Well, then you
remuneration,
have them. There's
that's
certain
different.
rules that you have to
That's
follow.
different. You can't, if you're working for me, you're paid by me. You can't go and compete. with another guy, just like they had the magazine contracts. You can't go and do an interview with Flex if you're with this guy or whatever. So I don't think Mannion has anybody tied down. So they're all self-employed guys. So it's. I'm not saying that everybody should go and compete everywhere. They probably won't.
No, you should
They
still
won't.
stick to the federation that
Yeah.
pays you,
But
that
this guy's,
you
like I said, he's
make
in his.
money in.
Come on.
He competed in one show in an organization
One
probably
or he
nobody
probably
knows unless
competed
you're in
once or
Germany.
twice in guest pose, and that was it.
And
So
yeah. I mean, I would love to see the IFBB kind of reconsider that and say,
yeah,
all right, Ronnie, pay us
yeah,
$3,000, whatever it is,
yeah.
pay your fine, say you're sorry, and you can go back on
I
the Olympia
mean,
stage.
if we go back to Phil, after all that banter and calling them out, there was no press release that he lost his pro card. So you know what I mean? It's like you have to be careful how you do things. You know what I mean? So you have a ton of people calling them out, and nobody does nothing to them. And you have this poor guy. He went and competed at a federation probably his friend runs in Germany. And he gets relegated to amateur again. So
Yeah, no, he still deserves to be an
at one more show,
IFBB
one
Pro
more show.
League pro,
Yeah,
and especially to do one more show. And
yeah,
listen, he wants to. It's a good thing to have Ronnie Rockel on
of
the,
course.
because quite honestly, I don't really know most of the people who compete in the Masters Olympia,
Yeah,
but I would certainly know Ronnie Rockel
yeah,
immediately. So I
yeah.
mean,
I mean,
he's a name. He's a name.
his body, is showing signs of,
Well, he's not what he used to be for sure.
you know.
And I don't think he even would have been a threat to win,
No, no,
but
but
he
he
belonged
wanted to
up there.
go. He
He
wanted to
belongs
go
up
to
there.
Japan and compete. That's it.
Yeah, he belongs up there.
So
So maybe they'll reconsider. Maybe they'll reconsider. And
yeah, yeah. That I just wanted to get that off my chest because I didn't know if I should do my own podcast on it or, I do it
I
with.
don't know if it needs a whole podcast, but I
No,
think
no,
you
I,
just,
I just was gonna,
just to bring up the
vent.
point, and
Yeah, I was
it's
just
all
gonna,
good. I mean, we just love bodybuilding, and we want to see everybody treated fairly. And
yeah.